Hello everyone, welcome back to Gaming with Shoggoths. We are here at the Superdome Park. Haven't been here for a little bit, but that's because I was working on some unmodded stuff. But now we are back, and we're gonna be working on a guest area with hotels and some restaurants and shops and stuff, the usual. We're gonna have a walkthrough enclosure with 3 creatures. We're gonna have a Protoceratops mod on the Min-Me by Johnny V. And then we're going to have a paleo edit Homalocephale by Mr. Feilong. It's a nice little just light editing for paleo accuracy. It looks really nice. It's a little cutie. And then we also have the Basilodon by Hoseyba, and that is actually a new species. The other 2 are replacements, but the Basilodon is a new species. The other mod that will feature heavily in this particular build is Chaodenic's Paths and Fences mod, which has recently been updated. So if you haven't checked it out for a little while, it was updated in the last week or 2, and it includes all new decorative style fences, although they can all be used as actual enclosure fences. They all work as enclosure fences, but some of them are quite decorative and look really cool. So you'll be seeing those, plus paths that allow guests to walk through gates. So those are new additions to that mod, among other things, so you should definitely go check it out. As always, I will have links to all the mods in this video in the description below. So right now, just working on some paths and stuff, still dealing with I don't know, tearing, I guess, is kind of what it looks like sometimes with the paths, and I don't know if that's my computer, the game, a mod. I'm not sure. You can see right there that log path is one of the new paths in the mod. It is really cool. I like it. There's just so much cool new stuff in this mod. There's even one that allows your guests to walk through the Jurassic Park gate. I didn't use that in here. I feel like that's more like a grand entrance type thing. I might edit the entrance of this park to incorporate that in the future. Not sure yet. But basically what I did here is I made an enclosure that, there's other ways to get around it. You don't have to walk through it. The guests don't have to walk through it. But because it's the shortest path from here to the hotels, they do tend to walk through this more than the other path that I make. But the idea was just to have this cool thing. Even if you're walking back to your hotel at the end of a long day of dinosaurs and everything, you can still kind of walk through this peaceful garden area with these smaller, more chill dinosaurs that are just chilling out and having a good time as you walk back to your hotel. Or it's a great way to start your day off too, to kind of get into the dinosaur and prehistoric creature mood, since we've got that Basilodon, before you go out into the park. So it's kind of we're kind of forcing them through this because it is the shortest path, but at the same time, who wouldn't want to walk through a bunch of dinosaurs? So basically, this is a pretty straightforward build. The biggest thing, and I know it's hard to see it in this speed build, but my favorite part of this, and the reason why I did it like this, is because of all these new paths and fences that are just really cool and really neat. I did start off with the log path going through there, but I ended up changing it just to a normal invisible dirt path. It just looked like too much, and I was also planning on putting some other decorations in there. You'll see some logs and some flowers and stuff right there. That's where it begins, and so it kind of felt like all of that together was too much. So I took out the log path, the log lined path, and eventually I will actually start kind of minimize the number of logs I put in there too, because that was a bit much, those trees. Another mod that's going heavily in this one is the expanded scenery mod, another chaotic mod, and it basically gives you the ability to place trees, plants, and even some logs individually, which is just a wonderful thing, and something that a lot of us YouTubers for Jurassic World Evolution 2 are just dismayed because, and I mean, not just the YouTubers, I know everyone pretty much is dismayed that we don't have these individually placeable trees. So Chaotic has taken care of that for us, And as you can see, I'm laying down some tall grass as well in little bunches. That's elephant grass, and it's pretty much become my like go-to decoration with this mod. I love it. It's really nice. Please do ignore the min-me's. I thought I had the mod installed when I put the min-me's in the enclosure, but I did not. So right now there are min-me's, and you might see other creatures running around. It's because I forgot to install the mods. And I figured I might as well just finish building before I go and turn off the game and do that all over again. So that's how it is. Right there, you might have gotten a brief look at some of those other fences that are in this mod. I know I've already probably said this like 10 times, but they are just so cool. I love them. All these fences are really great. Definitely check out Chaodenic if you want to see more about it. They do have their own video that kind of shows all the fences in one go, and you can get to that video via the link that I put in the description. The link will take you to Nexus, but you can get to the video from there. Yeah, so, you know, this is a pretty straightforward build. It's not as crazy as, like, the Superdome or the other things that I've done in this park. But I just really I love the idea of these little walk-through enclosures where the guests can walk through the area and have it legitimately look like they're walking through an enclosure. I've done this before in another park, and I've done this in Jurassic World Evolution 1, but I feel like now we actually have the tools to make it like really, really cool. And I even have some other ideas for other kind of variations on this same theme. So hopefully I can incorporate those in other parks in the future. You might get a little glimpse when the camera turns of some domes far off in the back of the park, and that's the next enclosure that I'm working on. It's going to be a dinosaur enclosure in there with the domes overhead. Oh, look at those fences. They're so cool. This is probably one of my favorite fences, a little log fence. And it just looks so nifty. And just really adds a nice touch to your park. Like, I really think, regardless of the fact that, like, Prehistoric Kingdom and Jurassic World Evolution are two different kinds of builder games, like, I feel like the ability to have these little decorative features is really what sets the two games apart. If you disregard gameplay, like as far as like, you know, the looks of parks and stuff like that. And so it's really nice to see these sorts of things like in the park, and I just wish that they were things that were officially endorsed by Frontier. I mean, even if we only got like 2 or 3 little decorative fences, that's all we need. I mean, we were happy with what, 5, 6 decorative trees. I mean, I'm ecstatic that they gave us like 20 decorative rocks. Like, that's amazing considering there were none in the first game until much later. So, you know, we don't have to have 50 placeable trees. We just need to have a few. And that would be really great if Frontier would, you know, would support those sorts of things. I mean, they gave us these decorative plant beds and all that kind of stuff, which is great, but you know, they don't look good as like natural parts of an enclosure. They just look good as decoration for the people, you know, so that doesn't really do any help for the enclosures, and I think that's, you know, important part that we need to support. But yeah, anyways, enough of me rambling. We're getting close to the end here. I'm just gonna put down like decorations in the guest area while everyone is running about. I am going to probably go through the park and add some fencing and stuff where I have enclosures already, and kind of add some more decorations in now that we have this really cool bunch of scenery stuff to work with. All right, so we're going to roll into just some shots of the area now. Kind of one of the main entries into the park, or into this little walkthrough area. I love the fact that they can walk through the gates. That's for a shot of our Protoceratops. I almost said Proceratosaurus because my brain really likes to get me to mix the two up, even though they're obviously quite different. And yes, that Protoceratops does have kind of a big frill, but you know what? I still think he's cute. You can't deny it's cute. This is the Homalocephale edit. Kind of got some tail work done and some shortening of that crest. Those are like the big things that I noticed the difference on. And then this is the Homalocephale Basilodon. I could not remember what it's called. Basilodon is one I am not too familiar with. So, and I looked it up and there's not a ton of information about it either. So I was hoping to be able to be like, this is some information I learned, but there's not a lot out there. I know that they're like kind of like pre-mammals, and that's about as much information as I could gather. They are cute though. I mean, cute in it's all a relative term though, right? But I like all these little guys and I always want more of them, you know, in my parks. So I'm really happy, especially when they come out as like new species, because then I don't have to replace the little ones we already have. Got our Homalocephales being loud. I wanted to give them like a very enclosed area with all that elephant grass. You can kind of see it up there in the corner. Oh, this music is, I'm noticing, is very chill music this time around. And that I love that fence. That fence is so great in the background. There. Those purple bush or plants as well. The skin on this Homalocephale is really good. I like it. Alright, so that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this episode. As always, I appreciate you checking out my video. And if you're new around here, consider subscribing, leave a like or a comment. I always love hearing from you all. And I will definitely be back with more Jurassic World Evolution 2 real soon. Until then, have a good one.